The richest repository of St. Lucia's history is housed here at the National Archives. For over 3 decades, it has been home to records, newspapers, artwork, portraits, artifacts, and so much of what defines St. Lucia. The National Archives reminds us of those who've blazed the trail at the highest level in sports, in trade and commerce. Those who've offered themselves for public office, breaking barriers and steering the nation from a colony through very many stages to an independent state. From the practitioners of St. Lucia's folk heritage to world-renowned accolades, including Nobel Prizes for literature and economics.
We have a long way to go. Oh, yes. There is more to the story. Yes.
And the person who helped make this repository all possible is Margot Thomas, who after 33 years has retired. She helped champion legislation that now makes it possible for generations past, present, and future to access the documents, photographs, maps, and newspapers that detail our nation's history. The National Archives was formally established in 1992.
You know, Papa is our longest serving authority member, and we're so happy to have him with us.
The longest serving member of the National Archives, Monsignor Patrick Anthony, was on hand to cut the cake for the 30th anniversary of the institution in 2023. It was a celebration and recognition of the hard work and commitment of Margot Thomas.
Oh, may all who come behind us find us faithful. Amen. That's the Father.
The chosen successor is Patrick Freeman, who was gracious enough to give Calabash TV a quick tour of the vast library of records, newspaper, journals, reports, and invaluable documents, declarations, and so much of St. Lucia's checkered past.
Patrick Freeman. We're currently in the small repository and more specifically in the newspaper room. In this newspaper room we have several newspapers dating right back. For example, we have the Voice newspaper dating back to 1885. We have the Advertiser in 1927. We have the Guardian. We have the Daylight. We have the West Indian Crusader. We have the Palladium, the Independent Press, just to name a few. We have a copy of the Guardian newspaper of 1901 to 1902. As you could see, it is very brittle by virtue of the fact of the paper being wood pulp. And there is acidity in the paper, so what we're doing, we're trying to keep it at a constant temperature to minimize any further deterioration of it. This is Saint Lucia Blue Book of 1912 to 1913. It's housed in this small repository, and this provides more statistics on various aspects of government work, like public works, public debts, population and vital statistics. So you'll get a lot of statistics on different shipping, criminal statistics, hospital, lunatic. These are various annual reports from various departments. These are during colonial times. They used to produce reports for each department on education, on health, on public works, every aspect of government. You had different publications, annual publications. Also, we have the colonial reports dating back to 1800s, late 1800s. Dealing with, it gives you information on different aspects of governance too, like you'll get information on education, finance, you get information on schools, agriculture, very short snippets on the various government undertakings. Here you can see the front page of Saint Lucia. That's a colonial report. Yeah. We also have Saint Lucia laws dating back to the late 1800s. We have the gazettes dating back to about 1891. Basically, these are the more published materials which is available for persons to come and do research. These are police records. Here we have a punishment book, police punishment book from 1937 to 1944, where it highlights the offense by the police and the various persons who committed the offense. We have various movement diaries for the various districts, cast streets throughout the island, where they document everything undertaken by a particular officer. Yeah. So you could see the writing every day. You have the number of the officer, the number of entries for as per district, as per community. We have the police pay book, we have the police order book, we have the police guard book, dispatches, offense book. Yeah, so basically it's everything to do with the police, their day-to-day activities and the actions taken by the police. In the early 1800s to the mid 1920s, 1930s. Department of Statistics. Here we have health. We just got a health there. Health. Here we have audit department. We have Prime Minister's records on the various. We have the cabinet room. These records go back to the 1930s, early, and even earlier than that. Here we have courthouse records over there. Here we have Prime Minister's records, more Prime Minister's records there. Here we have community development records. And over there we have government house records, lands and survey, which evolved into survey and mapping now. All these are ministerial records throughout the years, and in them, for example, we have the planning records, and I was going through one of the boxes and I saw some records on the geothermal thing, and so with all those records they would have had to go back and do the thing all over, but now they could come in and peruse those records and then take it from there, see the shortfall, where they went wrong, and out of that they'll be able to do a more informed decision as to the way forward.
Hooray! 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 Yes! Going strong.
The vast library of resources is urgently in need of support, financial and otherwise, to digitize and to preserve decades of print, audio, and visual content, St. Lucian records for the generations to come.